Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Garrett from Luckless Yu-Gi-Oh! And today I'm going to bring you my Igknight deck profile. This is an Igknight Turbo, not the OTK one, but it can OTK. So let's get right into it. To start off, I won the one of each level 3 because the level 3 XCs you can go into are pretty bad, so I only run one of each. Next up, I run the Triple Templar. It's the main 4 of the deck. And so you gotta run 3 of it because 4 is the best. It's like the best you can go into because there's Ranga Niviad. So I run 3 of that and 3 of the other 4. Next up for 5s, run 3 5s and then 3 of the lower scale 5s. This guy has got one of the highest, or I think the highest attack that the deck can have. So 3 of that. After that, I run the 3 of each of the 6s. This guy's got a pretty good defense, so you can use this guy as a defensive card, but the rank 6s you can go into, they're pretty good, so I run 3 of each. And mostly you want to run 3 of all the Ignites except for the 3s, because the XCs for 3 sucks, as I said. Next up, I run 3 Royal Magical Library, because this is a turbo build, so this allows you to go off really hard if you draw into it, but drawing into it's sometimes kind of hard, so. Next up, I run the 1 Luster Pen. I run Luster over, say, Effect Veiler because I just figured you use it for a Synchro and then like next turn you can go into an XC or something. So it adds a little bit of utility. Plus, if you really need to, you could use it to bring out some 4s or something. Next up for spells, 3 Summoner's Art. It's free searching. Gotta run 3. Next up, 2 MST. 2 is fine. I don't really want to go for Twister. I mean, you could ditch a spell or something, but I feel like MST gets the job done. So you don't really run into a whole lot of traps that really mess you up that you can really prevent. So it's mostly monster effect that really hurts you. Like Naturia Beast, rip. This deck can't perform with Naturia Beast on the field. Next up is a Poly. I'll explain more on that later. 1 upstart for the Royal Magical Library. Rhoda, free searches. 1 Day of Peace, great card. Stall the game and draw 1, although it gives your opponent draw, which sucks, but oh well. Infusion for Norden. I'm thinking about running 2 of this, but right now I only have it 1. But the Phoenix is pretty good. So it allows you to get it's like, it has a pendulum effect of the Ignites that I'll read right now. Is if you have 2 Ignites in your scale, you can pop them and search for another Ignite card. But this allows you to do it with only 1 Ignite anywhere on the field, so that's pretty helpful. Next up is Pot of Riches. This card is so good in this deck. I'm probably going to run it at 2 once I get a second one. But you run through material for XCs so fast in this deck, you can run 2 easy. And then 1 Regeki. Lastly, for the main deck, 1 Tyrant's Triad, 2 throws. Throw's amazing card in this deck, and Triad is a little less good, but still reasonable to run. Okay, so next up for the extract, the 1 Ignister for the Luster Pen, Volcasaurus, just great card. Don't have the Gaia Charger to go with it, so I definitely run Gaia Charger if you have one. Then Castell, 101, Abyss Dweller. So just some generally good rank 4s. And for your rank 3, Nightmare Shark, it's good to finish off your opponent. Next up for 6s, I run Hazy Flame, Bellatrix, however you say it, don't quote me on that. It's a amazing card, banishes your opponent's cards, and if you put enough 6 materials on it, it gets various other effects. Straight Bouncer, great card, negates effects, and then Gauntlet Launcher gives you some spot removal. Other 2 4s that you're going to run are Crab King. You can probably replace this for another 4 of your choice, but I just run it because I like it. And then lastly, the king of the 4s in this deck, Ranga Niviad. This wins game if you have 5 materials on it. So, and you can bring about relatively easy. You can bring out super easy with 4 material. 5 material is easy enough. Next up for a 5, we have Shark Fortress. Allows you to OTK a little easier, so I run 1 of that. And then for fusions, Norden, First of the Dragon, and Dynaster. You know Norden. First of the Dragon's amazing in this deck. You use it with Poly, and then Dynaster protects your scales, so that's helpful. So that's it for this deck profile. Hope you like, guys, and if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments below, and see you next time.